Hello, welcome to Election Night 2020. Tonight, we have Senator Tim Kaine from Virginia from the Democratic Party and President Donald Trump, the Republican nominee for president. This is Election Night 2020. Stand by for some projections from 7 o'clock hour. In Vermont, Tim Kaine will take up their 3 electoral votes, coming out of his home state of Virginia. 13 electoral votes, Tim Kaine the projected winner. In Kentucky, 8 electoral votes, Donald Trump the projected winner. In Indiana, in Vice President Mike Pence's home state, 11 electoral votes will go to Mr. Trump. And in South Carolina, Donald Trump will pick up their 9 electoral votes. In Georgia, 16 electoral votes, too close to call. 10% of the vote is in Donald Trump with a 12-point lead in Georgia. Let's see where that puts them on the race to 270. Donald Trump is in the lead with 28 electoral votes to Tim Kaine's 16. Stand by for the 7:30 p.m. poll closing. We have projections from West Virginia with its 5 electoral votes will go to Donald Trump. In North Carolina, it is too close to call. 6% of the vote is in. Donald Trump with a lead in North Carolina, 15 electoral votes. In Ohio, 18 electoral votes. Donald Trump with their lead in Ohio. Let's see where that puts them on the race to 270. Donald Trump with 33 electoral votes to Tim Kaine's 16. Stand by for the 8 o'clock hour poll closings. In Oklahoma, Donald Trump will pick up their 7 electoral votes. We have more wins for Donald Trump. In Missouri, with its 10 electoral votes. In Tennessee, with 11 electoral votes. In Mississippi, 6 electoral votes. In Alabama, remember Doug Jones here, 9 electoral votes. In Georgia, this was previously too close to call. Donald Trump wins in Georgia. We have projected wins for Tim Kaine in Illinois, with 20 electoral votes. In Massachusetts, with 11 electoral votes. In Rhode Island, with 4 electoral votes. In New Jersey, 14 electoral votes, a big win for Tim Kaine in New Jersey, his running mate's home state. In Delaware, with 3 electoral votes. In Maryland, with 10 electoral votes. Now let's go through the too close to call states. Connecticut, surprisingly, too early to call, I must say. 10% of the vote is in. Tim Kaine with a double-digit lead in Connecticut, 7 electoral votes. In Maine, 7% of the vote is in. Donald Trump is trailing Tim Kaine in Maine. New Hampshire, 4 electoral votes. Donald Trump with a lead in New Hampshire. And in Pennsylvania, this is a big battleground state for both campaigns. Donald Trump with a 5% lead in Pennsylvania. In Florida, the mother of all battlegrounds, Trump leads in Florida, 29 electoral votes. Taking a look at the race to 270, Donald Trump is in the lead with 92 electoral votes to Tim Kaine's 81. Stand by for the 8 o'clock 30 hour poll closings, the bottom of the hour. Arkansas will go to Donald Trump, 6 electoral votes. Let's see where that puts us on the electoral map. Donald Trump leads with 98 electoral votes to Tim Kaine's 81. The popular vote is also on your screen now. Stand by for the 9 o'clock hour poll closings from across the US. We have wins for Donald Trump in Arizona with 11 electoral votes. This is a big one. In Texas, 38 electoral votes will go to Donald Trump. Kansas with 5 electoral votes. Nebraska with 5 electoral votes. In South Dakota, 3 electoral votes. As goes south goes north with another 3 electoral votes. And Wyoming, the most conservative state in the union, 3 electoral votes will go to Donald Trump. Same thing in Louisiana, though they will go to Donald Trump. And this is a big characterization that we're making. At 9 o'clock Eastern, the polls closed an hour and a half ago. In Ohio, 18 electoral votes, Donald Trump the projected winner. Remember, Ohio has gone with the winning presidential candidate in every election since 1904 except one. Ohio got it wrong just once. Donald Trump has won Ohio. but Tim Kaine will also win in New York with 29 electoral votes, in New Mexico with 5 electoral votes. Colorado is too close to call. Tim Kaine with a lead in Colorado. Let's see where that puts us on the race to 270. Donald Trump leads with 197 electoral votes to Tim Kaine's 122. Stand by for the 10 o'clock hour, top of the hour poll closings. This is a much earlier call than in 2016. Iowa will go to Donald Trump, 6 electoral votes. Utah as well, 6 electoral votes goes to Donald Trump. Montana, 3 electoral votes, Donald Trump. In Maine, 3 out of their 4 electoral votes will go to Donald Trump. And this is a big characterization we're making. Florida, with its 29 electoral votes, will go to Donald Trump. A big call to make. Florida goes to Trump. Another big call to make out of North Carolina. 15 electoral votes, Donald Trump, the projected winner in North Carolina. This is also another big one, previously too close to call. Wisconsin goes to Donald Trump, 10 electoral votes. And a bit of silver lining here for the Democrats. Tim Kaine, an expected win in Connecticut with 7 electoral votes. Let's see, going over to Nevada. Just one county is reporting, and just a couple people have voted. Tim Kaine with an early lead. However, this tells us almost nothing because only a couple people have voted. Nevada is too close to call. Let's see where that puts us on the race to 270. Donald Trump with 266 electoral votes to Tim Kaine's 122. Donald Trump is getting quite close to 270. Stand by for the 11 o'clock hour PM poll closings. We now have a major projection right now. The presidency of the United States will go to Donald Trump. Donald Trump is re-elected as President of the United States. This comes out of our call of Idaho, with 4 electoral votes will go to Donald Trump. It also comes out of our call of New Hampshire, 4 electoral votes, Donald Trump, the projected winner. This is a huge characterization. Pennsylvania, with its 20 electoral votes, will go to Donald Trump, a big win for Donald Trump in Pennsylvania. Let's go on to Tim Kaine's wins. He wins Washington. Doesn't matter now because Trump has already been elected president. But Tim Kaine wins Washington with 12 electoral votes. He will take Oregon, 7 electoral votes. He will take California. This is a big one. 55 electoral votes goes to Tim Kaine. And Hawaii with 4 electoral votes goes to Tim Kaine. Let's see where that puts us on our electoral map. Donald Trump with 294 electoral votes to Tim Kaine's 200. Stand by for the 12:42 a.m. state calls from the state of Michigan. Michigan goes to Donald Trump. 16 electoral votes will go to Donald Trump in Michigan. He extends his lead on the Electoral College, 310 to 200. Stand by for the 1 a.m. poll closings. Alaska's polls have closed, and Alaska goes to Donald Trump, extending his lead on the Electoral College map. Stand by for the 2:49 a.m. state calls from Minnesota and Nevada. And we have two flips. Nevada flips from Democrat to Republican. Nevada goes to Donald Trump, 6 electoral votes. Another flip, Minnesota, 10 electoral votes, Donald Trump the projected winner in Minnesota. Let's see where that puts us on the race to 270. Donald Trump in the lead with 329 electoral votes to Tim Kaine's 200. Stand by for the next day, 4:42 p.m. state calls. This vote has been very close, and it has been certified by the Secretary of State. Tim Kaine wins in Colorado with its 9 electoral votes. It doesn't help him on the Electoral College map. Donald Trump wins the election 329 to 209. He has done better than he did in 2016 and has also won the popular vote, unlike he did in 2016. This is the final electoral map, so there it is in map form. As you can see, where the two candidates have done well, Donald Trump doing very well across the South, across the big You could say that's an M. Yeah, people say it's an M. So it kind of goes from Alaska, Arizona, Nevada, Utah, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming. Then it goes down across the Red Wall, turning at Texas, going into Louisiana. It's more kind of an N, they say. An N over there. N. And then an N, and then goes across the Bible Belt up until North Carolina. Tim Kaine does well on the eastern part of the United States. He does well in Vermont and New York. Expected wins, Illinois. It was very close in Colorado, but his Latino appeal seems to have won him Colorado. Obviously, Western Coast, safe Kaine territory. He wins across the eastern part of the United States. Donald Trump doing very well in the Rust Belt. He's won all the Rust Belt states except for Illinois, but that's a safe Democratic state. But anyway, that's it. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you in the next video.